Hi, my name is Madison Whitaker, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the basics of the renal system and describing urine in horses. It's important to understand this process because the renal system is vital in forming urine, removing waste from the body, maintaining homeostasis, and regulating the horse's balance of water. It also balances electrolytes, processes vitamin D, and maintains a healthy blood pressure. Let's start with the parts in the renal system. Just like humans, a horse's renal system includes the kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. Now let's begin. The kidneys come in pairs in the horse and filter blood for waste while also keeping important nutrients. The right kidney is more heart-shaped, while the left is bean-shaped, but both are about 7 inches long and 4 to 6 inches wide. There is fat surrounding the kidneys called perennial fat and is used for shock absorption to protect the kidneys and insulate them. Next is the ureters. There are 2 ureters, one coming from each kidney. As you can see in the picture, here's the kidney, and then that muscular tubing is the ureter, and it goes to the bladder. These ureters are lined with smooth muscle that has contractions that pushes the urine along. Then there's the bladder. That is a large hollow organ that holds the urine. It is lined with a mucous membrane called the mucosa. As the bladder fills with urine, the mucosa thins. When urine leaves the bladder, the mucosa thickens back up and has folds called rugae. The bladder can hold 100 to 135 ounces of urine before needing to urinate or begin micturition. Horses also have voluntary control over their bladder, just like we do. Last, but certainly not least, is the urethra. The urethra is a muscular tube, just like the ureters, but this stems from the bladder and then carries the urine out of the body. As you can probably tell, their renal system is very similar to ours, and the same can be said about how their urine is formed. It forms in the kidneys by glomerular filtration, selective tubular reabsorption, and secretion. The renal cortex of the kidney is the site of filtration and is arranged in lobes, but in horses they're fused together and smooth. The urine leaves the kidneys through the ureters, then fills the bladder. Due to how the ureters flow into the bladder, a valve is formed to prevent urine from flowing backwards. After the bladder fills, it releases the urine through the urethra, which takes the urine out of the body. And now I'm going to tell you how males and females differ on how their urethra takes the urine out of the body. So here's kind of an overview of the whole renal system. But in male horses, the urethra goes through their penis and is called the penile urethra. It receives the 2 ductus deferens and other sex glands before passing through the penile urethra. The urethral process can be seen in the center of the gland's penis and looks like a small pinkish opening where the urine exits the body. Males usually keep their penis tucked away inside the sheath, but must descend to urinate. I also wanted to take just a second to show the difference between how they actually pee. Again, here's a sort of overview, but directed towards the female anatomy. So in female horses, the urethra is much smaller and shorter because it doesn't have to go as far to travel as a stallion or gelding. A mare's urethra goes along the vaginal vestibule and to the vulva where urine exits the body. So then this is the female. They have to lift up their tails. The males do this too when they defecate, but it comes out of different ends, as you previously saw. So they lift up their tail and then it exits the vulva. You can also tell both male and females, their urine was kind of a foamy texture. And this is the normal appearance of their urine. It's frothy, kind of foamy. This is because their urine contains mucus to protect them. They need protection from calcium carbonate crystals turning into stones. Horses usually have a lot of calcium that has been absorbed by the body and needs to be eliminated, which it does so as part of the urine. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning about the horse's renal system and its product, urine.